Carvana did a bunch of like financial tricks in order to kind of like get away from paying a bunch of their debtors, like, you know, and it's just, I don't trust them.
I'm not going to short, but I think Solana will be a beautiful short. Like, if because now there's a lot of drama for the meme blockchain. Yeah.
You are crazy, man.
You want a controversy? You get it here first.
Wait.
Welcome to the Market Buzz Deep Dive. Ever wonder how a solid long-term portfolio is built? In this episode, we'll reveal how top investors allocate risk, capital, and plan for long-term growth, ensuring investment can weather any storm.
Nestor, I'm noticing you avoided the question about when to exit.
So usually it depends on the kind of trade that I'm doing, right? So if I have a price target for a long-term position, I have an idea of what the price is going to be doing, and I wait for those prices to come in. But for short-term trades also, I'm expecting for catalysts. So usually I have a catalyst in mind, something that will make the stock go in and out, or pump the stock, or maybe drop the stock, which in some cases, for example, I'll explain the SMCI trade right now. The SMCI trade for me was the stock got really bad news, one after the other one, and it just bad news. Everybody sell. The selling sentiment was just way too much. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I don't think that the selling sentiment in this case is very warranted. The company is telling you that they're okay. The financials are shown, like, as long as you believe the financials are strong. So there's definitely a room for upside. So you wait for the stock to fall, and you don't try to catch the falling knife, but you wait until the stock sort of balances, and then we enter that price discovery area, right? We enter that price discovery area where the stock starts moving sideways for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you say, okay, now I see that there is actually maybe the good news cycle is starting to come in. And what do you see in the news cycle? You pay attention to the earnings call, and in the earnings call they say, hey, we're not lying. The people from the auditors are telling us we haven't done anything wrong. We're just late with the numbers. Yeah. And then if you believe those,
but that's for the buying, and then you buy.
No. But then selling is all of a sudden when the whole market now gets all of this information. We have reached peak spread of the news, I want to call it. But it's like when now the whole market knows, the news cycle has picked it up, everybody's now talking about this, you start feeling that sentiment that the people just keep buying, and they start feeling that sense of fear of missing out. That's when I try to exit my position, because I think that trade, like the knowledge that I had at the beginning, is now shared by everybody. Everybody has placed their position. So for example, today SMCI is sitting at 60. And now it's selling off into the open. Why is it selling off into the open? Because likely is many people don't want to, like, many people are trying to buy. They're saying, oh, I'm going to miss SMCI. I knew I was right. All of that stuff. And a lot of people are holding the stock from 100. So you have to understand there's some selling pressures and opening pressures. So do I think SMCI could go higher? Maybe. I think my target for SMCI was 50. Right now it's sitting at 60. It's over the threshold. I want to sell my position, which is what I'm trying to do right now.
Quick question then.
So for me, it's like it depends on the trade, but for my long-term positioning is understanding I have a price target. If it goes way above my price target, I am willing to trim my position down, and I can always re-enter at a later date. I'm just taking a little bit of cash off the table, depending on how much risk I'm taking. For example, on options, usually I go with 2 contracts, right? So one of my contracts will be like, so let's say I'm making 100% on the trade, I can sell one of my contracts and pretty much have a risk-free trade. So that's also a way that you can always take money off the table, like take out your initial capital and only leave the remainder, which is your profits. And that allows you to then potentially like maybe re-enter again. You can always buy the stock. It's a liquid market. So that's something I take into consideration. But that's a little bit of my trading mentality, in that sense, So yes, that I would say. But yeah, it changes depending on how the trade goes and what the reason I enter defines the reason I exit. I would say that.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, right now I'm trying to get out. I've lost. I missed the 60. I missed that 60.
Just say the question and we go on.
Okay, so I let you. So the third one, and this segment is just kind of getting a little bit of understanding. It's like hedging. When do you hedge? Because right now we've had a lot of market volatility. Something that you pay attention. Do you short your markets? Because that's something that they mentioned on the eToro conference. They were like, oh, shorting, and how do you use shorting? Do you use that at all in your trading or investing?
Shorting?
Yeah, shorting, hedging. Like, how do you navigate volatility markets? Do you just buy more? You double down?
Yeah, I usually like to buy more, so I buy more. I don't like to hedge because usually, people don't make much money with the hedging tools. When I see other investors and their portfolios and I see what they use for hedging, it's usually like down 90%. So I don't hedge. I only shorted once in my lifetime. And it was GameStop. I made a lot of profit, to be honest, last year on that. But this was one time I shorted, but maybe it was more for the publicity because everyone got crazy in the eToro feed when I announced that I was shorting GameStop. So, but I don't like to short in general. I don't hedge. I buy more. Yeah, I buy more when something is cheap. I buy more. Like Microsoft, I find it very cheap now. It's very interesting, very attractive valuation. Also in terms of chart, we're at the line of support. I really bought a lot of Microsoft. I didn't have any position in Microsoft because I felt that it grows a bit less fast than the other Mag 6, but the current valuation is super attractive. So I buy more. Yeah.
Oh, Timothy.
Since I'm in Belgium, eToro has blocked all Belgium accounts to short, so I'm not able to short. But I'm also not planning to short if it's possible on my account. Just because, like Akim said, you lose a lot of money shorting. You have to be like locked in. Make sure you wait. My baby's here.
Yeah.
Welcome to a newest
Hello.
member of Market Buzz.
Hello. Yeah, there are fees when you short, and the market can stay rational longer than you can stay solvent, right? So I think that's what Timothy was trying to
And I
say.
buy more, of course. I buy more, just like you, Akim.
For me, I've started putting my feet on the water. But the problem with shorting is that you have to both be right and you have to get it right quickly. Because
Plus the
otherwise it
timing.
costs you
Yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
where SMCI, when I saw SMCI at 120, I wanted to short it. I was like, this is unsustainable. And I shorted it. And I lost money. Even though it went down to 20, I shorted it and like I lost money. And the thing was because I didn't allow my trade enough time to breathe. I did it with options. I bought some puts and I bought some puts. And then, yeah, I'm so mad.
If you had to short one stock, which one would it be now?
Right now,
If
I'm
you
looking at
had to.
Carvana. I don't trust the Carvana rally. I really don't trust the Carvana rally at all.
Why?
And SMCI is starting to get to levels that if it gets to
Why?
100 again, I'm shorting it. It's
Yeah,
it's
but
not worth 100.
why for Carvana?
Because Carvana had like they did a bunch of like financial tricks in order to kind of like get away from paying a bunch of their debtors, and it's just I don't trust them. You know what I mean? Like the loan car market in the United States is a bubble. It's everybody buying cars and everybody making money with those cars and everybody's in debt. And it's like it's so easy to get a car loan in America. And I just don't think that can be sustained for longer. But in America, you need a car. It's a must. So it's like if I'm looking at that as a short and sitting at the levels that it's sitting right now, I think it's over $200. I just don't see them. I like, am I gonna be willing to put in the money? No, I haven't done it because like it likes to go crazy up too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a company that I'm paying attention to for sure. I don't trust it.
If I can give my pick for shorting, Timothy's not gonna like that, but I'm not gonna do it. But if I had to short one stock, it would be Palantir. The reason being, if you look at the
Also,
valuation right now, it's valued at 2 centuries worth of forward earnings. This is insane, and personally, I like to short stocks like that where retail is just crazy and there is this crazy greed. The hardest part is, of course, the timing because there's enough individual investors to keep jumping in every day. But when the panic starts, it usually lasts for a long time. And I think when the panic starts is a good time to short. And how do you know the panic starts is when you have a lot of people posting. And this is why I like eToro, because it's social trading, so you can really see the sentiment of people. And when people start writing, "What the hell is going on today?" and some other people hold the line, buy the dip. It's like crazy, you feel really in a war zone.
The
So this is
eToro
when you know
army.
this
Yeah,
is when
yeah.
you know it's a good time to short.
It's a good barometer. It's a good barometer for sure.
But my criteria is that the valuation should be at least 1 century worth of earnings. In case of Palantir, you need to wait 2 centuries for the earnings to cover for forward earnings. I'm not even using the trailing earnings. This would be 4 centuries. Anyway, we're talking centuries in any case.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is sometimes you get companies that are able to meet those growth expectations. And then you evaluate them, and then by the valuation that you never put money in them, but then they're the 100, 200x. Again, Palantir is tricky. Do I think they're overvalued? Yes, because a lot of their money is made through the loans that they've done, and they make money through interest. So, do I think they're overvalued? Yes, but I could be wrong. You know what I
It's a
mean? I
good
could be wrong.
company. It's not a bad company. It's not a junk company, right? So a lot of short sellers, they like to short junk companies, bad companies. But I think it's more exciting to short this kind of companies that are good. GameStop is not junk neither. They generate revenue. They have some kind of growth path ahead, that is possible. But it's just like you can feel it on the eToro feed, the sentiment of retail when it's time to short. But again, I'm not going to short Palantir. Don't worry, Timothy.
Oh, I completely understand because I'm
Timothy will let
holding
you
it in
borrow the
my
shares.
portfolio.
Which one
So
was?
So,
What
Timothy.
about you, Timothy? Shorting candidate.
I'm not going to short, but I think Solana will be a beautiful short. Like if because now there's a lot of drama for the
What?
meme blockchain. Yeah. So
You are
you had
crazy, man.
You want a controversy? You get it here first.
Wait, Nestor, you need to cut this part, and post it. This is crazy, man. Don't you have a long position in Solana, or you had it recently?
Yeah, and I'm watching one key level as my last level, and if it loses, I'm out.
But you have a long position in Solana, and you're saying you would short it.
If it
Am I
loses
understanding
that
you right?
position, yes. If it loses that level, like the 200
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
average, which I'm saying it's already below it. So if it can't reclaim that key level, I think it's over and out for Solana this cycle.
And if it
And it has
does
to do with
reclaim,
it.
if it
If it
does
does
reclaim, it's super
reclaim, I will
bullish
just,
or not,
yeah, the cycle continues.
right?
Let's ride it on. But you have to have a stop somewhere, and then when it loses that level, that's also a level where you think, okay, there's a lot of downside possible because it has been going up in a straight line.
Nestor, we're gonna have the Solana army in the comment section. I can feel it.
That'd be great. That's a short. That short's going on eToro first.
You should make it the title of the episode. Timothy says to short Solana.
Oh man, no, great. I think anything else you guys want to add before we cut it? I think it was a good episode.
It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh, that cost me so much money. That cost me so much money.
The episode
Yeah, the
The
episode.
because
call.
of
I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out. That's I'm
let's
losing
see.
on the Intel. Well, no, like it's not the episode, but I mean Intel is way down. My position on Intel.
But you bought
I'm
it
losing.
when? You bought it
No, I'm
early.
still making money. I'm still making money on it. It's good, but
No,
I
but
had a
look,
chance.
the
I had a chance.
SMCI is getting back to 60. Just watch. It's gonna go back.
I think so. I think so too. I think it was resistance early morning. A lot of people selling from yesterday. You bought. You're making what 10, 6, 7% in a day. More than happy to sell.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of take profits that were hit. When it hit 60 at market open, a lot of take profits were triggered, but
Yeah. The
people will
Intel
buy.
one is the one that has me worried because there's like everybody starting to come out saying no, we're not looking to buy. The Intel one I got lucky. The Intel one, I got lucky. My theory was that they were gonna get a CEO by mid-February, and they still haven't figured out the CEO. But I got lucky with a potential purchase, and there was some rumor that apparently the 2 nanometer chips are better than the TSMCs.
Hmm.
So if that's true, Nvidia played it right. Sorry, Intel played it right for the future. So we'll see.